You're listening to What Matters on Radio Castle Dermot with John Phelan.
So, Connie, 6 years in Castle Dermot in Con's Creations. Can you tell us a little bit about how it all came about?
I had just a mad idea to set it up as a pop-up shop. I was a bit of a loose end. I'd always been crafting, and I knew a lot of crafters and people that were starting up in business. So I decided to contact them all on a Friday and open the shop up on a Monday. So went and bought IKEA tables, the works, put them all set up inside. And we did it for November and December, which was great. We got great support from it. So we decided to, come January, keep it going. I never set out with the plan of having it there for so long. And I've just gone from 1 year to the next. I think if I'd planned it, it probably wouldn't have turned out as well as it has. So yeah, that's where it all started from.
Oh, very good, very good. And I know you've a Christmas shop just opened this week, so we'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
But you opened up a workshop for furniture uplifting, and that was in the last year, 18 months.
The last 2 years, yeah.
So maybe we'll start with that, and maybe you could tell us a bit about what happens there and who does it, or how people can...
Okay. Well, I was doing a little bit of it in the other shop when we had all the crafters in it. And I had a tiny space and I was getting in a lot of furniture. So I sort of built it up by people coming in, bringing me in pieces, commissions to do up for them. And it sort of grew legs, really. I started to run out of room. So I couldn't find anywhere that was big enough. So I opened up 2 doors down, which was Tommy O'Connell's shop. And Nicola joined me, and Nicola works part-time, and we do the furniture together. Nicola originally came in to upcycle a piece of furniture, and she stayed with me. So it's great, it's grown, and I think people have become a lot wiser that the older furniture is the better made furniture. And instead of buying laminated stuff, etc., they're doing their houses up, but on a budget. And as I say, the best made furniture is the mahogany, etc., but maybe it's a bit too dark for the houses or whatever. And, you know, they bring it in, we do it up, and the life of the furniture carries on. So it's stopping furniture from going to landfill. And you can see the charity shops are just doing fabulously out of it. And even there's a local one, the APA charity shop in Carlow, they're fantastic. And people are buying their furniture in there and having it done up. So I suppose it's the whole thing, upcycle, recycle, reuse, and try to get that across to people that just because something is a bit damaged or has a stain, it can be renovated. So don't throw it out, keep it and do it up.
Oh yeah, very good. Like you say, a lot of the old furniture is the stronger furniture, and you're given a new lease of life to a piece of furniture that, you know, could have, I suppose, sentimental value to people.
Hugely,
and
yeah.
You know, something handed down from their grandparents or something like that, which doesn't suit their house at the moment, and this is something they can do. So if people have a piece of furniture like that, can they contact you to do it and get a price on it?
Yes, yeah, they can show a few pictures of it, just pop into the shop and we'll give them a quote. It's a lot of return customers, so they're quite happy with what we've done. They bring another piece in, and you know, we can do designs, we can do anything you have in your mind, we can do on the furniture. So we can also give you colour ideas. We sell the French sheet paint, and we're stockists of IOD, they're Iron Orchid Designs. They're an American company. So I'm the only stockist in Ireland of that. So that helps draw people in. And lots of people are doing up their own pieces of furniture. So it's great.
All right, and so you see there on the screen, folks, there's some pieces there on screen is some of the work that you have done, Connie.
Absolutely, yeah, like they're little lockers. I'm all for furniture can be art. So we all get pictures and we hang them on the wall, but why not do it on a piece of furniture? So that's the bits that I love best, is bringing them back to life, making a statement piece in your home. So changing things around.
Yeah, I have a lad at home, and I'd say he'd be looking at that locker with the horse's head on it now, I have to say.
That's a popular one.
Yeah. So, Connie, your Christmas shop. Your Christmas shop opened this week.
It did.
I know we had a chat about it, and you have 20 crafters, I believe.
Yes, 20 small crafters, small businesses, some just starting out, some established. And I'd say probably this year is the best selection that we've had. We've been able to broaden it a bit more and invite new people in. So it's not going to be the same as every year. We've got retired gents making birdhouses, another retired gent doing fused glass. Then we've got a local new business set up in Athy, Colloquy Wellness. So they're looking after women's health and that kind of things. They've put together packs for women's health, sort of menopausal women, etc. So there's a huge range, and it's supporting people that really don't have a shop, and it's getting them in one spot for 2 months to showcase their work. So it's a great opportunity for them. They've had a cracker of a week last week, and we have the Christmas shop open night this Friday from 7. So everybody's welcome to that.
Very, very good. So before we go on to your open night, so what you have at the moment is you have 20 crafters, like you say. These are local businesses, folks, who have basically nowhere to display all their goods. So this is the window of opportunity for them here locally in Castledermot. And your price range is everything really from €5 and up. Or
absolutely, yeah.
So, and there's people can pop in, browse around,
absolutely,
and with no obligation to buy. So, don't be afraid to pop in, just browse around and see what's there.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a great price range, anything from €5 up to the 100 odd. There's something for everybody, from children, adults, whatever.
Yeah, and again, like the people can see there on screen some of the samples of what you have, the picture that we have up there, which is your Christmas window, and so there's some samples of the crafts.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Now your open day. You have your open day this Friday night.
This Friday night, yeah, we're supporting some of the local people. We have Melly Bakes is coming up. She'll be parked outside for teas and coffee. We have Aoife, the teenage baker. I've had her cooking for the shop every open night for the last 6 years. So she'll be selling cakes as well as doing the food for us for the night. We'll have loads of wine. So please pop in if it's for a browse, have a glass of wine. Both shops will be open, so you'll be able to see some of the furniture as well. We do I suppose everything and anything on the night. We have a lucky dip. So the first, I think there might be about 50, 60 presents in there at the moment. Everyone's contributed from the shop, all the crafters. So the first people in and they make a purchase, they get a lucky dip. So it'll be a really fun evening.
All right, so folks, this Friday, 7 o'clock, here on the main street in Castledermot in Con's Creations, their open day. And we all like something for nothing, and so if you make a purchase, the first 30, 40, 50 people that make a purchase are going to have a chance of a lucky dip, and so you could go home with two gifts for the price of one.
Exactly.
Listen, Connie, thanks a million for coming in to join us. The reason, folks, that we asked Connie to come in this evening was to promote local businesses in the town, and Connie is promoting not only her own business, but there's 20 local crafters who are going to be in her shop from now till Christmas over the next 2 months. So, like we've always said here around Castledermot, keep your business local to keep locals in business. And I think, Connie, your shop is just really shows that, that you're giving these people an opportunity to show their displays. So well done on that.
Thank you very much.
So again, I just want to thank Connie for coming in. We're going to go to a bit of music now, and then we'll be just straight back after that. We'll go into our question for our competition, and I'm going to be joined by Perry Walker, who's going to talk to us about Teach Diarmada, what happens here, and about the CE scheme. So just bear with us, and we'll be right back.
By a stained glass streaming light and yellow colored lampshade used to keep us up all night, and the smile upon her face, the tears upon your cheek, and the night sky on the window, your heart calling out to me. Come running home again, Katie. Come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eyes? The mirror that won't talk, the nightgown on the door, and the old pedal singer just don't sing no more. You can roll the reels for hours from the mirror of this book. It's a question mark on this heart of mine, sends an elder back to look. Come running home again, Katie. Come running home again. My heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eyes? Now I'm looking through a tunnel back into the room with the genius of a druid when the sunlight floods the tomb, and I'm never going back there. I couldn't anyway, 'cause though I made the great escape, I never got away. Come running home again, Katie. Come running home again. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shall I cause another tear from your eye?
Listening to What Matters on Radio Castle Dermot with John Phelan.
You're very welcome back, folks, and we're just going
It's
to
competition time on Radio Castle Dermot. Answers to John's phone on 087 226 5103 to be with a chance of winning one of our great prizes.
Okay, so we were just after being speaking to Connie, and we were talking about our Christmas shop. So this evening's question, folks, a very easy question for you all out there. What day of the week is Christmas Day this year? So this year, 2022, what day of the week is Christmas Day? You can text or WhatsApp your answers in. My number is up there on the screen, 087 226 5103.
O'Gorman Meats, your local winning butchers, serving the local community for generations and proud to sponsor Radio Castle Dermot.
Okay, so I'm delighted to be joined here by Perry Walker. Perry, you're very welcome here to Radio Castle Dermot.
Thank you very much, John.
Even though you're in the centre here every
a different
day.
seat.
Yeah, a different seat,
different location.
Perry Folks is the supervisor of the Community Employment Scheme here in Castle Dermot. And I suppose, Perry, first of all, we might talk a little bit about the centre and what happens in the centre, and then the involvement that the CE scheme has in the centre, and then a bit about the CE scheme itself.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so I suppose most people, most of our listeners out there will know about the history of the centre, but maybe you might just give us a brief rundown of how it all came about.
A brief rundown. First of all, John, this was the old primary school, and then when the primary school closed, it was a new one built on the Athy Road. So this was a derelict. It was in a state of decay, and through the Trojan efforts of Father Cantwell and the local committee, who set up, secured European funding, and absolutely built a fantastic first-class facility for the town. Yeah,
and I suppose we have to give a shout out, of course, to the late Father Cantwell, and also to Kildare Leader Partnership and Kildare County Council, who provided, Kildare Leader Partnership provided a lot of the funding through the European Community Fund, and Kildare County Council supported us, and then the local community here, as in anything that happens in Castle Dermot, the local community are always great. And within a year of the centre opening, the centre cost 750,000, and within a year of it opening, it was debt free, which is just amazing.
Absolutely,
which is just absolutely brilliant. So Perry, the Teach Diarmada here, I suppose we all know it's the home of Radio Castle Dermot, and but what else goes on here in the centre?
In the centre, a typical day in the centre would be we've got bookings from early morning from about 9 o'clock, and that goes right through the day. We have numerous things on. We would have parent and toddler group up to active age. So, and in between we'd have bowling, we have Tai Chi, we'd have dance groups, we have ballet, we have theatre, we have drama. So it could be anything. Anybody from the community is welcome to come and book the centre.
Yeah, like you say, there's so much goes on from I know coming in and out. You see little kids going doing their ballet, and then you have people coming in who might have a few aches and pains. You see them coming in the door on a Saturday to
getting their holistic massage.
Get their massage with Anne, and a shout out to Anne there. I see her; she's listening in there this evening as well. So if somebody has an idea, I suppose, and I know people have asked me in the past, I'm going to for example, a crochet class in Athy. Is there any crochet classes in Castle Dermot, or is there a chess group in Castle Dermot? If somebody has somebody who's interested, how did it go about booking here?
It's fairly easy to book. All we do is make that initial phone call. And most of your answers will be or your questions will be answered over the phone. We welcome the person in to come and view the centre and see the facilities to suit the person then. We have numerous rooms. We have different, so we can lay out the different rooms in different formats, different size rooms. So whatever is there is top class. We have Wi-Fi throughout the building, and we have a great staff to keep the place going.
Yeah, and I know pre-COVID, and we all talk about pre-COVID, post-COVID. Pre-COVID, it used to be a great place for people to come in for refreshments after funerals and the like. So hopefully that might resurrect itself again.
Yes, COVID has had a big effect on us. But thank God the community has got behind the centre, and what's happened now is we were back to full stretch regarding our bookings, which is fantastic. So the centre itself, it's self-funding, self-financing, with a bit of fundraising, of course, as well. So, you know, it's unique in that regard, that it doesn't need the outside funding. So, you know, we are unique.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And I suppose before I move on any further, just a huge shout out and a thank you to the community for supporting the auction that happened just over a week ago. And all the total proceeds of that, I think, is just over €7,000.
Which is fantastic.
Fantastic,
Absolutely,
absolutely fantastic. You mentioned the staff in the centre, Perry. And I know from first hand that the centre wouldn't be able to open its doors if it wasn't for the staff. And all the staff here in the centre come from the Community Employment Scheme, is that right?
That is right. We run the week is divided into two. I have to acknowledge the management, which come in the weekend and keep the place going, opening up and closing. But during the week from Monday to Friday, the CE staff would run the place. So we will have caretakers, receptionists, cleaners, and we also have the parish office as well. So we have about 7 staff, including the parish office, another 2 on top of that. So they'd be all based in the building, yeah.
Yeah, so folks, it's absolutely a brilliant facility to have in the town. When the centre was opened, it was marked as the heart of Castledermot, and it really has become the heart of Castledermot. And thanks to Perry and his team, that the centre can operate. Like, you come in the door, you're met by a receptionist, and like the receptionists are there from 9 to 4:30 Monday to Friday. And like the place is spotless with the cleaners. We have caretakers then on during the day and also in the evenings to look after all the evening bookings. And like Perry said as well, folks, a huge shout out as well to the management team here in the centre, who keep the place running and making sure that everything happens. And I know they're very busy in the background now organising the Christmas fair, which is on the 4th of December, and I think the man in the red suit is going to make an appearance on the drive-through again on the Saturday and Sunday. But in my next show, folks, we'll have a bit more information on that, and I think some of the management and fundraising team are going to join me. So Perry, the CE scheme then, okay, we have the staff here in the centre. What is, I suppose, can you tell us what is the Community Employment Scheme?
The Community Employment Scheme, it started probably in the 1990s. Initially it was up in Crookstown, and it came down to the parish office, the old parish office, and then when the centre was built, it came into Teach Diarmada. We're based in Teach Diarmada, but we'd have about 7 or 8 locations outside of that. We'd have Narramore, we'd have Crookstown, we'd have Timmerlane, Moon, and Levittstown. So we'd have different places. We'd have churches, we'd have graveyards, we'd have people doing untidy towns. So we'd have about 26 people in total, but they're spread throughout the community. The beauty about CE is it's a stepping stone towards employment or training or further training. So really, the people that use it, and they spend up to about 3 years on community employment, and then they would move on to training. So during their time here, we give them work experience in the community, but also we give them training as well, which is important.
Yeah, and I suppose with the training, and just again from first hand, I know that there's numerous staff who have come through the centre here who have got full-time positions as receptionists and the likes because of the work that they did here in the community centre.
Absolutely. Like the amount of training can be done, like people have done BAs in history, people have gone out to open their own business, so it's really a stepping stone for people that would be long-term unemployed or haven't been employed and want to step back into the workforce. I just went through the books there the other day, and I discovered that about nearly 200 people in Castledermot or the immediate area around have actually gone through CE in here. So it's just tremendous. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. And I suppose the courses and all that people can do when they're on the CE scheme to upskill themselves, you know, it's brilliant, everything that they can be given to them.
Absolutely. Like most of the male workforce would have gone through QQI, Horticulture Major Award, so 9 people in the building would have Major Award in Horticulture, which is fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, Perry, I suppose, like the centre here, just to remind people that there's rooms to cater for meetings of 2 to 3 people up to holding a small function.
Yeah, we could probably cater up to about 150 in the room. Yeah, so like we have individual gatherings, like it might be a TD's constituency clinic, right up to 150 for we cater for after funerals, we cater for parties. So it's a wide range of stuff, you know. So people are welcome to call in and have a look at facilities.
Yeah, and you can see there on the screen, folks, a picture, and that is a picture of a wedding. That's the room set up for a wedding that was held here in Teach Diarmada. So we've had funerals and a wedding. There it's set up for a party, and so we've had birthday parties, weddings, funerals. So we cater for everything around here.
Absolutely.
Okay, Perry, listen, thanks a million.
Thanks, John.
For coming in
Thank you.
and for sharing that with us. A reminder of our question for tonight is Christmas Day this year. What day of the week does it fall on?
It's competition time on Radio Castle Dermot. Answers to John's phone on 087 226 5103 to be in with a chance of winning one of our great prizes. O'Gorman Meats, your local winning butchers, serving the local community for generations and proud to sponsor Radio Castle Dermot.
Okay, so if you can just last shout out there for the competition and either WhatsApp or text your answers there into my phone, 087 226 5103. We're going to have a little bit of music here now from Michael English, and I'll be right back with our next guests. Thank you.
Beneath the stars, my tender
listening to What Matters on Radio Castle Dermot with John Phelan.
Okay, you're very welcome back, folks, and I'm delighted to be joined here by Margaret Kinsella from Pitfield Equestrian and by Nicola Mooney and her daughter Jess. So you're all very welcome, and thanks for coming into Radio Castle Dermot. And apologies, folks, I lost my seat, so I have to stand here now. So that's what I get for bringing in three. Oh, sorry, I have a seat. It's Fuzzy's seat. Sorry, that's Fuzzy's special seat there. So I better not sit on it in case I break it on him. So Nicola and her husband David moved to Castledermot 17 years ago, and have become part of our lovely community here in Castledermot. They have 4 daughters: Jessica, Alicia, Casey and Sophie. And all the girls are going to school here in Castledermot. And David, Nicola's husband, was a self-employed, owning and running his own company. So Nicola, I'm going to go to you first. And but first of all, thanks a million for coming in this evening.
No problem. Thank you for
I
having
know
us.
it has probably very difficult for you to be here. So Nicola, I'm going to ask you, Sunday, April 26th, 2021, started out just being a normal Sunday in the Mooney household up in Ardley here in Castledermot. But can you share with us, Nicola, what happened that day?
That day, David had an accident he fell from the back wall and he smashed his shin bone and his knee. So he was carted off in an ambulance and brought to Tala Hospital. We thought at first maybe it wasn't as bad, it was just a normal break. He'd be out for 6 weeks and back to normal, but that wasn't the case. He was rushed into surgery and rods were put in to join the bone fragments back together, which later then, 2 weeks later, he went to get plates put into the leg to see if the bones would fuse back together. The two sides were put in with plates, and that was okay until about a week later when he got an infection.
So he was he had the operation to put the plates in, nothing really out of the ordinary.
No, we thought the plates was a normal thing.
Yeah.
You know, the bone's going to fuse back. It was a little bit harder because there was a lot of breaks in the bone.
Yeah,
it wasn't a standard.
Yes, yeah, and he was young and fit.
He was young and fit, so we thought, look, you get the plates in, 6 to 8 weeks, get the plates out, the bone will all fuse together. But he got sepsis, and the sepsis got onto the plates, which the plates are sterile surfaces, so it holds the infection. So the hospital fought so hard to get rid of the infection, which didn't exactly work too well. So they had to remove the plates. And when they removed the plates, then they discovered that it had got inside the bone, the infection. So he now has osteomyelitis, which is a chronic bone disease, which is now eating away at the bone in the leg.
Right. So from the break, he's now got this, and this is now eating away at the good bone.
The good bone. So basically what they did was the bone wasn't repairing itself. So they decided where the osteomyelitis was, they'd try and remove that part of the bone. So they went back in. There was about 4 inches that they took out of the bone, which meant it was only a slither on the other side of the bone that was left. So they had to put the bone cement in to hold the bone in place to try and attach it back to the leg. So when they did that, they had to put this big cage on his leg, which would basically go through all the bones to keep it all in place, hold the leg together, and they were hoping that that would work, but they couldn't guarantee it. So they put the cage on, further operations, further surgical washouts because continuous infections kept coming because of the bone disease. And non-stop, 18 months later, We're still here, but he needs an amputation now.
So we're 18 months on from when the accident happened. He's 8 procedures on from when the accident happened, and I suppose the dreadful news and the reason, I suppose, why we are all here this evening is that David now has to get, like you say, an amputation from between the knee and the
It has to go further up from the knee. It's above the knee amputation now because the bone is so badly damaged down underneath. Now, he did have a plastic surgeon come in and they've tried to move the calf muscle around, try and feed in good tissue and stuff like that, but nothing. The infections are just continuous. His body is breaking down from them. He's just not able for it anymore. So the doctors have said now they can't save the leg. There's just, if they don't get rid of the leg now, the risk of it travelling up the body is too high. And at the moment, because it's a chronic bone disease, it'll never go. There is always a situation where he could end up where it could get into the arm, it could get into the other leg. If bones break or if there's any way it travels up through the bone marrow, there's no way of getting it out of the body. So at any point of the rest of his life, there could be further things, further complications.
Okay, so I suppose the best option is for the amputation.
Yeah,
and
if they remove this now, they're removing, it can stay dormant, but at the moment it's active. So if they remove where it is now, they might be able to keep it dormant for the rest going forward. But there's no guarantee. All they can do is try, remove this, and hope for the best.
Okay, and folks, this operation, the amputation, is going ahead the day after tomorrow on Wednesday, is that
Wednesday,
right,
7 o'clock.
Okay, so Nicola, I can tell you that all us here in Radio Castledermot, and I'm sure all our listeners, will be keeping you, your family and David in our thoughts and prayers, not only on Wednesday, but over the next few months and with David's recovery.
Thank you very much.
And thanks a million for coming in and for sharing your story. I know it can't be easy for you and coming so close to the day of the operation. But what way is David? Like I see there's a message there from somebody who said that they met him in Tala Hospital and that he was very upbeat and like just a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, I suppose he is. You have to say that. I know, honestly, he's...
All right, that came in there from Emma Flynn. So thank you for that lovely message, Emma. But
he's trying. He is trying to be upbeat, but like everything, it's taken its toll. The antibiotics, the procedures coming forward, the losing the business. There's a lot there now that he's just, it's hitting him. Do you know the way? Yeah. So hopefully, look, if things go right this time, fingers crossed, that there might be a good outcome for it and he might be able to get back on track in a year or two after recovery when he gets the prosthetic, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. And folks, just we always talk and think about different dates, and from talking to Nicola over the weekend, the accident happened on the 26th of April. 11 years to the day when David started his own business. So, dates are sort of weird. And, for the accident to actually happen, 11 years from the day he started his own company is just... strange and a little something there. But again, Nicola, thanks a million for coming in and talking to us. And I'm going to move on, and to Margaret Kinsella. Margaret is the owner of Pitfield Equestrian, and Margaret is the person who brought David's story to my attention. And Margaret, you're very welcome. Oh, you're on there, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
So, Margaret, can you tell me how you've become involved in this story and how you heard about David's plight.
Right, John, thank you very much, and thanks indeed for having me and for having Nicola, etc. All right, good evening, everyone. My name, as John said, is Margaret Kinsella, and I run the riding school, club for the riding school there, just outside Castledermot. And how I first met the Mooney family, Nicola and indeed Dave and the girls, when they came for riding lessons. Now, 2 of them have dropped out, so we have one still attending. And this is Jess, the eldest girl. So Jess has been coming to the riding school for about 2 or 3 years, is it, Jess?
I'll just get you to move the microphone a bit closer,
Margaret. Yeah, about 2 or 3 years Jess has been with us. Now, since September, she has come on the payroll. She has come to do some work experience with us in the equestrian centre. Now, Jess is an exceptional girl, and she has great interest in her work and is always conscious of health and safety. And it was through interaction with her that I learned about the horrible accident as outlined by Nicola here to you this evening, and the effect it is having on the family. Now, Nicola hasn't overburdened us with detail about the effect it is having on the family, but I can honestly tell you it is evident in every walk of their life at the moment. Then, together with Nicola Stewart, who is my head girl at the riding school, and Linda Dorn, a local lady, we decided to do something to help the family financially. As Nicola said, the source of income was suddenly dried up, and as a self-employed person running their own business, I don't know if you know how that works, but it's a very poor outlook and there's very little support. Now, yes, down the road there will be, but when you need it most, it's not there, regardless of how much you have contributed to society. The help is not there. So we decided we'd go do something, and I had an idea of this GoFundMe plan. Up to then, I didn't know how it worked, but did some research, and I found that it was easy enough to get it going. Now, of course, I had to contact Nicola and ask her, would she approve of the idea of a fund? Now, at first, she was very reluctant because it was going to bring the family into the limelight, and they're not great for limelight, no one of them.
Well, I could probably agree with you there, Margaret, because like David's accident happened, 18, 19 months ago, and I heard about it 2 weeks ago, so like you say, like the family have been going through the mill, but they've been going through it very privately, in fairness to them.
Indeed, yeah. So Nicola, at first she was shocked, as she said, and secondly she said something which was very, very moving. She said, oh, I didn't think people cared that much in Castledermot. I assured her that Castledermot is the one place where you will get community support for something that matters, as Fozzie and John has named their.
Our show here, folks, yeah, like Margaret says, is what matters.
Yeah.
And like when I was talking to Margaret over the last couple of weeks, this really is something that what matters to our community here in Castledermot.
Absolutely great. So eventually Nicola gave us the go-ahead to set up the GoFundMe. Now, just want to explain a little bit about the GoFundMe. The great thing about GoFundMe, obviously it's an online donation thing, is that the money is guaranteed to go to the exact cause. Unlike some collections that are made, some of the money finds its way eventually to the recipient or to the cause, but not all. In the case of GoFundMe, it's guaranteed. Everything is totally transparent, and only the Mooney family, and in fact just one member of the Mooney family, can draw down the funds. So we have no say whatsoever in drawing down the funds. Nicola or whoever is nominated to draw down the funds, it's in their bank account, It's in the GoFundMe bank account now, and then it goes straight into their bank account. So we have no say at all in it, which, thank God, is a great way to.
It is. It's a great platform for fundraising and online fundraising. And Margaret, we have put across in our chat box the link for the GoFundMe page. And folks, you're looking there at the GoFundMe page. When you go into the link, that's what you're going to see, and the photograph there as well, you know, of the family. We can see David there and Nicola and the 4 girls. So
Okay.
So Margaret, yeah. So the GoFundMe page, you set it up just under 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Just 2 weeks ago. Now, we did set a target. You know, you're advised to keep a low target, because what happens is if you say, let's say 5,000, and if it hits near 4,000, 5,000, people begin to say, oh, well, look, it's over the line now, we can lay off. Now, 4,000 or 5,000, it would mean nothing nowadays. It wouldn't buy you a meal for a family. So we did put in a target of 20,000. It can be amended up or down, but you know, we thought 20 is some way realistic for what we're talking about, right? So from the very evening we launched it, money started, you know, the money was pledged straight away. And I think, I didn't check it now today, but I think it's up to...
We're at €7,360 as we stand. So we're getting quite close to 7,500.
Isn't that extraordinary?
Absolutely. Amazing of the generosity of people out there. And it just shows, no matter, you know, what you can give, everything helps. Like you can give on GoFundMe, you can donate, you know, as little as €1, and every single cent that's raised goes straight to the family. And like Margaret set this up, but she has no control over the money. The money goes into the GoFundMe, which goes then to the family. So Nicola has control of what actually happens to that money.
Yeah, and as Nicola wants to draw it down, you know, it won't show that there's now only 1,000 left in it. It'll always show the total that has been donated, and then you take it accordingly as you need it. And I'm sure the need is very imminent. Right? So, as I said, I really think that by coming on this evening, we will kickstart it in the right direction. Now, it has been going very well, but we do need a lot more support for it. And even if you're not donating, please share, because you mightn't be in a position to donate, or you mightn't want to do it just now. But if you share it with your friends or with your whatever, and they may make a contribution. So thank you very much, and if you have any problem at all going on to link, just give me a ring. Is my number up?
The number is up there on the screen, folks. That's Margaret's number there, 086 156 7769. That's Margaret's number. So if anybody has any difficulty in finding the link, we're going to share the link out on our Radio Castledermot page and our Radio Castledermot fan page. But if anyone has any problems, they can contact Margaret directly on that number. Some people, you know, might just have difficulty in how to actually access GoFundMe to start with. That's it, Margaret, yeah?
That's it. So just give me a text or a ring, and I will forward you the link so that you have nothing to do, hit the button and pledge whatever it is. So, all right. Now, lastly, I'm finishing up there, but I just want to wish David all the luck in the world for Wednesday. We'll be all thinking of him, and I'm very hopeful that this is the icing on the cake for him now. Please God, it'll all go well. And I also want to thank John and Thomas and Fozzie, do they call you Fozzie?
You can call him and you want, even early in the morning, because he gets up at 4 o'clock.
For giving us this opportunity to come in and promote the cause. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thanks a million, Margaret. And I suppose, Margaret, on behalf of the community in Castledermot, I'd like to thank you for... I'd like to thank you, Margaret, on behalf of the community in Castledermot for taking this initiative and to get this GoFundMe up and going. So thanks a million for that. I'm going to move now, folks, to Mooney's eldest daughter, Jessica, or Jess, as I suppose she's known to her friends and family. And Jess, you just want to read out a couple of lines. And again, I want to thank you for coming in. Again, it's great for you to come in and join us here on Radio Castledermot. And I'm going to hand over to you now, and the mic is yours.
I just wanted to thank everyone for the support and donations towards my family, and also a special thank you to Margaret, Nicola and Linda for setting up the GoFundMe and helping us through this hard time. And thank you to all the doctors and nurses that have helped my dad in the hospital, and also a big thank you to my mum for keeping us on our feet.
Thanks a million. Thanks a million, Jess. And I think that's a lovely few words. And to thank your mum as well, as it just really can't be easy for any of you. And like Nicola, you've done a great job. You know, you're up and down looking after David, and but also, you know, keeping the family together, and trying to keep things as normal as you can, you know, for the four girls. So again, you know, well done on that. Folks, we're coming towards the end, but again, thanks a million for coming in. Like I said, David will be in our thoughts and our prayers, especially, you know, on Wednesday and going forward over the next weeks and months. And we will keep in touch and, you know, see how he's getting on. And we've got some great messages of support up on our chat box and on our screen. And thanks a million, folks, for it. And like people are saying there that people really care, and I can tell you that people do. And there's messages there, you know, coming in from not just from Castledermot, but from all over. We have listeners in Chicago, New York, in Spain and Scotland, and I see all the messages coming in for support. So you might think that you're alone, but the community is here with you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, folks, you know, before I finish up, just a few things, and we have to do the raffle and the competition. So not really a raffle, it's a competition, and we have to pick out the winner. And the question was, what day does Christmas Day fall this year? And of course, the answer is Sunday. So Fuzzy has the bucket here, and I'm going to ask Nicola to pick out the winner. No pressure at all, Nicola. No. So the winner of the T-shirt, like the one I'm wearing here, is Robert Dunn. So well done, Robert. If you could just text me in, message me in your size there, and we'll organise to get that to you. And so before I finish up, I want to remind you what's coming up this week on Radio Castledermot. So tomorrow night we have another first for Radio Castledermot. At 8 o'clock we have Stacey Dial and Marie Cashin. They're going to bring you a live fashion show here. So for all the lads out there listening, you know, Christmas is coming. You might get a few ideas for the lovely ladies. Are you listening to me there, Thomas? Yeah. And you know, and ladies, you know, you might be able to drop a few hints to the lads, and you know, God knows what you might see. And it's the first female presenters that we're going to have here on Radio Castledermot as well. So it's a first for a fashion show, and it's the first for having female presenters here on the radio. On Wednesday, you can get over the hump with Leo from 7 till 10. Thursday, Ger will be here with Throwback Thursday from 7 to 9:30. And the great and the legendary Fuzzy is going to be here on Friday with Fuzzy's Country and Irish show from 7 to 10. And Saturday night is party night here on Radio Castledermot. And then we have the two legends, Leo and Fuzzy, will be here. And Sunday afternoon is Leo is back with the Sunday mix from 3 to 6. So I think that'll be about, is it 10 or 11 days on the trot, Fuzzy, that we'll have shows coming out from Radio Castledermot, which is absolutely brilliant for a voluntary radio station. And also, a massive thank you this evening to Thomas here in the background. And, you know, when things went wrong here at the start and our sound disappeared, he was just working like a Trojan here in the background to get us back up and going. So thanks a million, Thomas. Thanks a million for Fuzzy, again, who makes my job easy and makes it only that I've a few buttons to press here, and keeps things on the road. I want to thank my guests tonight, who are Connie Seymour, Perry Walker, Nicola Mooney, Jess Mooney and Margaret Kinsella. And before we go, again, just to wish David all the best on Wednesday, and we will be thinking of him. We will be sharing out the GoFundMe link, so, you know, every little bit helps. And again, thank you to everyone who has supported already. This is what matters. We talk about what matters in our community. Our next show will be 2 weeks' time, Monday the 21st. So I'm going to leave you now with some music from Kieran Brennan. Good night, and thanks for listening.
I do believe your honey lips cannot deceive. In your embrace we got to our favorite place, and we lay down not a care. The dawn is near. Sometimes life can be so rough. Being dealt a hand is just so tough. When I hold you tight, my future's looking bright. There's nothing I won't try because of you. You get me through. It's just the two of us, just the two of us, waiting on the rising of the sun. It's just the two of us, two of us, waiting on the rising of the sun. There goes a shooting star, my dear. I make a wish till next year we'll be here, that we'll feel this love, our gift that's from above, that you'll move my world, let it be just you and it's just the two of us, just the two of us, waiting on the rising of the sun. It's just the two of us, just the two of us.
listening to What Matters on Radio Castle Dermot with John Phelan. O'Gorman Meats, your local winning butchers, serving the local community for generations and proud to sponsor Radio Castle Dermot.